YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to the video. Today we're talking Team Affinity 3. It officially drops on July 12th. Today is July 5th for me, so we're about a week away. So it's full-blown speculation city, right? Well, not really, because we actually know a good amount of the TA3 cards already. We also, I think because of that, know what some of the monthly cards will be. I dive into all that in this video. So before you watch the video, if you could sub if you haven't already, click like in the video if you haven't already, it helps me out a lot. And the thumbnail has some awesome card art that is made by MLB Card Art on Twitter. I put the link to his Twitter below if you guys want to follow him. It makes a lot of awesome, like, custom card art. And this card art is specific to what he thinks the TA3 card art will look like, and the monthlies as well. I'm very excited to dive into these possible cards we might be getting here in a week. I hope you guys enjoy this a little bit longer video. Cover some of my overall thoughts on how this program can end up going. So if you guys have any comments on who you would like to see as your team's TA3 card, if there's multiple all-stars of that position, comment that below, or just comment of the people that I talk about in this video, who's the one you're most excited about. I hope you guys enjoy. Hello. All right, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go over my predictions on Team Affinity 3 and some other predictions on the monthly award program as well. So I think we'll bounce back and forth between screens here because there's a lot of stuff to kind of go into. What SDS has said is that Team Affinity 3 is going to be all about All-Stars. You will earn your favorite 2021 All-Star Series Diamond and emblem of the show by completing blah, blah, blah. So the wording of this that everyone is assuming is that this is speaking specifically about your 2021 All-Stars in your team. So, for example, the Diamondbacks only have one All-Star, and it was Eduardo Escobar. So, you know, as a Diamondbacks fan, you're getting an Eduardo Escobar card. A lot of teams have multiple All-Stars, though, and the Player of the Month program is rolling around. So, how does this all factor in? How about we do a little bit of a deep dive and figure it out together? Let's do that. In regards to the Astros, we have Correa and Altuve are like the top two that I could see us getting for TA3. So the Astros, I think it comes down to Correa and Altuve. So I think Correa has a very high probability of being in the Player of the Month program for June. An incredibly high probability of being that June Player of the Month. So with that being said, I think Correa falls into the June Player of the Month. And I think Altuve is the TA3 card for the Astros. So Matt Olson is the only all-star with the Athletics. So people thought that Matt Olson was going to be the card in the June Player of the Month, or one of the cards in the June Player of the Month. But he will not, because he's the only all-star, so he has to be the TA3 card. Which means that Matt Olson will be your only Athletics TA3 card, which is still going to be really fun. I mean, Matt Olson's swing is great. He's probably going to have really good stats, hitting over 100, power over 100. He has diamond fielding, his speed sucks, but like he's got a really good swing. Okay, on to the Seattle Mariners. So the only Mariner all-star is Yusei Kikuchi. He is a starting pitcher. You might not even know what pitches he has, so let's get you to be a little bit familiar with Kikuchi before he pops in your inventory on the 12th. He'll have a cutter, four-seam slider, and a changeup. He has a very unique delivery, similar to Kenta Maeda, and Kikuchi's going to be really good when he first comes out because nobody's faced Kikuchi at all. Nobody uses this card in BR either. So Kikuchi's going to be a very interesting card to use when he first comes out. He might be one of those guys that gets hit a little bit easier when you've seen him a little bit, because his velo isn't extraordinary, but he does have a primary cutter, which does not have good break right now, but on a 97 overall, 98 overall, it's going to have very good break. The Angels. So this is where things get really spicy, because the Angels have three options. The Angels could get Ohtani, they could get Trout, and they could get Walsh. So here is my assumption. I'm going to give you my thoughts. I know people in chat, people on YouTube have different thoughts about what's about to happen. This is my thoughts. It is not going to be Mike Trout. We are not about to get a 99 overall Mike Trout for the Angels TA3 because we already have a 96 overall Trout. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the odds of us getting Mike Trout as TA3 are basically less than 1%. I don't think that that's going to happen. I also don't think we're getting an Ohtani card. I still believe that SDS is holding out on that massive Trout collection later in the year. Like, so when I say Trout collection, last year, the big collection at the end of the year was a 99 Trout. I think instead of Trout that we got last year, we're getting Ohtani this year. So I don't think this will be Ohtani either. I think for you Angels fans out there, you're going to be getting a Jared Walsh, and for you MLB The Show fans, another first baseman. So if you keep track, Olsen and Walsh are going to be first baseman you should be getting. I think we're getting Walsh, but we could get Ohtani. I could be wrong. I think we're getting Jared Walsh, so that is who I think will be the Angels TA card. So the Rangers is very, very interesting because there's 3 guys that could pop up. Ohtani this early in the year will break the game. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for breaking the game. I do use AOL sometimes. So going into the Rangers TA program. So TA3 is based on All-Stars. The Rangers have 3 of them. It could be Adolis Garcia. It could be Joey Gallo. And it could be Kyle Gibson. So with it possibly being one of these 3 guys, I would love this to be Kyle Gibson. For those who don't know, Kyle Gibson is having a career year. He leads the American League in ERA. He's a former Twin, so I have a little soft spot for him. But he has a sinker, slider, changeup, four-seam, and a curveball. And he's got a pretty mundane delivery. Like, it's not like a glitchy delivery or anything, but he's got a very good pitch mix. He's playing unbelievably well. And I don't think, if I remember correctly, someone might correct me in the comments right now, but I don't think we've ever had a Diamond Gibson in this game, period. So I would love if Kyle Gibson got this card. And then it won't be Galaxy who's the TA1 reward. Yes, so Coco, using our deductive reasoning here, using our detective skills, it won't be Galaxy who's TA1. It could be Gibby or Adolis, and I hope it's Gibby. So for the Giants, you have, I think this falls, so Brandon Crawford's an all-star as well, but Crawford just got a pretty decent 90 overall card. I don't know why. In my head, that means he won't get a TA3, but I don't think that means he'll get a TA3. Now, going back to the Rangers argument, you know, Kyle Gibson deserves a diamond. Well, Kevin Gossman definitely deserves a diamond for the Giants as well. He's been pitching very, very well. Where is Kevin Gossman here? Did I pass him already? Oh, he's a diamond. Okay. Kevin Gossman deserves to be in this consideration as well. I think we're getting a really good Buster Posey card, and chat is with me as well. I think we're getting Buster Posey, which would be awesome. For those who don't remember, last year he had a 99 overall, very, very early in the year. So I think we're going to be getting a pretty good Buster Posey card here. So going on to the Dodgers. So the Dodgers have a lot of all-stars, and I think this is a perfect opportunity for MLB The Show to give us a spicy Mookie Betts card. I'm putting it like, of all the Dodger diamonds or all the Dodger all-stars that we have, now Max Muncy could be another one as well. I know people would love to see a Max Muncy all-star card because this might be the first Muncy card in the history of MLB The Show that actually had good contact. Like, we might actually have a Muncy card with like almost 100 contact, which we never get. He always has really low contact and really high power. But despite that, I still think we're getting Mookie Betts as TA3. And also, chat reminds me that Muncy was TA1, so that means that Muncy can't be TA3. Even better. Thank you. So, talking about the San Diego Padres, Fernando Tatis Jr. is the cover athlete of MLB The Show 21. If you remember last year on the Team Affinity 3, cars in overall wise ranged from 97 to 99. We had some 97s, some 98s, a lot of 99s. I think one of the 99s, could be Chris Taylor for the Dodgers too. I think one of the 99s for the Team Affinity 3 program is going to be out of the San Diego affiliated team. That's a weird thing to say. The San Diego Padres. It's going to be a 99 overall Fernando Tatis Jr. I think the odds of that happening are like 99%. Going to the Rockies here, future Twin Herman Marquez will be your TA3 card. I'm joking about former or future Twin, because the Twins are not going to be buyers. We're not going to be sellers of the deadline. I'm very sad. But Marquez is the only all-star, so Marquez will be the TA3. This kind of goes against what we were talking about earlier, about how like someone was the TA1 card like Marquez was. Why would he be TA3? Well, in this situation, they have to make him TA3 because he is the only guy. In the other situations, if there's multiple people that are eligible to be all-stars, or that are all-stars, I doubt that they would double it up unless they have to. And with Marquez, they have to. So he's the only all-star that they have. I'm over the moon about this. This might be my favorite card coming out in the TA3 collection. I love his swing. I used his tops down for a little bit. Like a 97 overall Eduardo Escobar is going to make me so happy. I think it'll make a lot of people happy, because if you don't know a lot about Eduardo Escobar, he is a utility guy. So like Nico Goodrum, like some other guys like that, Eduardo Escobar can play everywhere in your infield. He can play left field and right field as well. This Eduardo Escobar will fill voids on people's teams, in people's benches, in people's lineups. It's going to be fantastic. I literally can't wait for this card, man. Eduardo Escobar will be your TA3 for the Diamondbacks. So Boston, I think Boston falls down to Rafael Devers and Xander Bogaerts. And if we continue to follow our deductive reasoning, Xander Bogaerts was TA1, so he can't be TA3 unless like they had Xander's the only all-star. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think that means we're getting Rafael Devers at third base, which is going to be awesome because Devers is a very good swing. Devers is an MLB The Show fan favorite. People love Devers cards. I'm all for this. I'm very, very excited. Rafael Devers in my thinking will be the TA3 card for Boston. Now I believe Matt Barnes is an all-star as well, but I don't think we're getting Barnes. But we could, because like we haven't named any relievers so far. But I think we're getting Rafael Devers as the TA3. So Zunino is a power hitting catcher. His contact will be brutal. His contact versus righties is probably going to be near like, I'm going to say mid 50s probably, maybe low 50s. His contact versus left will probably be like 109 or 110 or something. But his power is going to be like plus 110 each side, guaranteed. On a 97 to 99 overall Zunino, probably going to be very, very good power-wise. But again, that contact will be an issue, but his swing is so good. Mike Zunino, one of the better swings in this game. Mike Zunino will be another catcher you can look forward to on your rank squad with a TA3 drop in here. So going into Toronto, so now we go into our deductive reasoning, right? There's a lot of different ways the SDS can go with the Toronto Blue Jays. Initially, I thought Bo Bichette, but because Bo Bichette already had TA1, I doubt they double up on Bo Bichette as TA3. So I don't think it'll be Bo Bichette. Now, we had Vladimir Guerrero Jr. as one of the cards in the April Player of the Month program. If you flip over here, we have a 92 overall Vladimir Guerrero Jr. from the May Player of the Month program. I do not think it'll be Vlad either, but I could see them doing Vlad. It's either going to be Teo or Vlad, in my opinion. I'm leaning on Teoscar Hernandez as the Blue Jays TA card because we don't really have a very good we don't have a good Teo card yet, but I absolutely loved this April Player of the Month Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I would love nothing more if we got an even better one. I batted 329, 16 home runs, 32 RBIs. I actually did very good. My first 6 at-bats, I got a base hit with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., so I have a fond memory of this card. I really hope that we get a Vlad. I think it'll probably end up being a Teoscar Hernandez, though. So with New York, there's also a lot of all-stars that the Yankees have. Some people think it could be Garrett Cole. Some people think it could be Chapman as well. I'm putting my chips on Aaron Judge. We haven't had like an actual real Aaron Judge card in a while. Last year was his home run derby card, which is still a very, very good card, but like I want like an actual legitimately, like, give me like the Aaron Judge that we so desire. Like, give me an Aaron Judge with contact in the high 90s, low 100s. Give me that power high, that diamond defense. I think we're getting Aaron Judge, which For some reason, there's been a lot of Orioles fans in my chat. I don't know how it works out that I get a lot of Yankee fans in here. I also get a lot of Oriole fans in here. But I know that Cedric Mullins is very, very good. Cedric Mullins is an all-star this year, deservedly so. He's had a very, very good season up to this point. Cedric Mullins will have like 110-ish contact. He's going to be a really, really good Hall of Fame and legend card. He has a good swing. His power is not going to be very high, but I think so. This is what happened last year. We had a Ty Cobb card last year that had like 80 power and people wrote him off because his power wasn't high enough. But Zoe's in chat right now, and Zoe is a very, very good player. I know that you play legend a good amount. You're also just very good at the game too. So I'd be curious what you think about Cedric Mullins. I think he'll be very good. Heal Mode with the Prime sub. Thank you. Stan with the follow. Thank you. Everybody tip your cap to Heal Mode. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. And Mancini could get a home run derby card as well. Yeah. Not going to cover any time on the White Sox. Hendricks, Lance Lynn, and Rodon are all all-stars. The SDS just loves giving us Liam Hendricks cards. So I think we're getting Liam Hendricks. I think we're due for a reliever, and Liam Hendricks will fill that void and be the all-star TA3 for the White Sox. And I will not use him because Liam Hendricks cards absolutely suck in MLB The Show. I don't know why. Actually, I do know what it is because his repertoire is horrible. But I think Liam Hendricks will be the all-star for TA3. So with the Cleveland ball club here, we have Shane Bieber and J-Ram as the two all-star players for Cleveland. I could see them going both ways. We haven't had a lot of pitchers so far, so I think it makes a lot of sense to go to Shane Bieber right here, because like I mentioned, I've been talking about a lot of position players so far. J-Ram's the other eligible guy there as well. A switch hitter to third base, we have a lot of those already. You could argue that we could never have enough. And also J-Ram is nice too because he can play second base and shortstop for a lot of people. So J-Ram could go all over, and left field too. These got a lot of position versatility. J-Ram could go all over the place for your team. He'd have very, very good stats, as J-Ram cards always do. But I think it's going to be Shane Bieber because of what we talked about earlier. I think we'll be getting a lot of position players so far that I've been naming. So I'm assuming this will end up being Shane Bieber. That's my thoughts and feelings on that right there. So I think the card that nobody has been talking about on Twitter that I am most excited about as we scroll down here is we are going to be getting a all-star Gregory Soto. And we are in desperate need of more relievers in this game. And specifically, we are in desperate need of more left-handed relievers in this game. And Gregory Soto will fill that void to a T. He has a sinker, a slider, a four-seam fastball, and a changeup. He is one of my favorite lefty BR relievers in the last 2 years in this game. He does not have outlier on this card. He probably won't have outlier on the all-star version as well, but it probably will be a 99 mile per hour four seam, 97 to 98 overall sinker, which is great because I don't want outlier on a sinker. I want the sinker to be slower than the fastball because we love the velo discrepancies here. Slider to change up as well, but this Gregory Soto might end up being the best card released in this promo. I think he's a pretty good release. I think his repertoire is pretty decent. And also, like I mentioned, we are in desperate need of more left-handed relievers in the game, so I think Gregory Soto is going to be awesome. So I'm very, very excited about that. So then going on to the Kansas City Royals, man. You guys know how much I love Salvador Perez. I talk about him all the time. If we go to TA1, Salvador Perez was my favorite card from TA1 release. I batted 324 with him. I had 29 home runs with him. And I'm going to hit a lot of home runs with Salvador Perez too. So this, what you're looking at the screen right now, is Salvador Perez's finest card from MLB 20 The Show. This was the final TA release last season. And this was what we got for Salvador Perez last year, and it was literally my favorite card in the game last year. I hit an unfathomable amount of home runs with this card. So not much to say about the Twins. I know I'm a Twins fan, so you expect me to go on a long ramble here. The Twins only have one all-star. It's Nelson Cruz. He's about to be on somebody else's team. He'll be traded the all-star break. I'll be very sad. But Nelson Cruz will be the best bench bat for the rest of the year. He will absolutely crush on your bench. He'll be on everybody's bench, probably. Even though we just got a 93 Evo Nelson Cruz. But we're going to get a Nelson Cruz anyway. Again, as if you didn't want enough Nelson Cruzes in your life. You're going to get another Nelson Cruz here. That's all we have to say about Nelson Cruz. So the only all-star for the Mets is Jacob deGrom. And I talked earlier today about how Mike Trout will not get the Angels TA3 card because we already have such a high overall Mike Trout. There's no way we'll get another Mike Trout card at 99, right? Well, here's my reasoning with deGrom. This is another one of those teams that only have one all-star. So because of this, now I'm fully operating on the assumption based on the wording of their tweet that we are talking specifically 2021 all-stars. So with that being said, it has to be deGrom. We'll get a 99 deGrom, 98 deGrom, probably a 99 deGrom because we will get like no more deGrom cards this year. So my assumption is there'll be a 99 deGrom. He'll be fantastic. He'll have outlier. The break on that slider will be fantastic. I hope that his hitting stats are really good. Like if we go to his hitting stats are all in like the 40s. I wish they'd be in the 50s or 60s because that'd be kind of fun. So there's a lot of opinions to be had with the Atlanta Braves because there's a lot of all-stars in the Atlanta Braves. We could get Acuna, we could get Albies, and we could get Freddie Freeman. There are, in my opinion, two different ways this is going. This is, in my opinion, two different ways of how we're going here. Option A is SDS is releasing a haymaker. They are dropping an atom bomb on our heads, and we are going to get a 99 overall Ronald Acuna. That is option one. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I'm letting you all know. I do not think we're getting 99 Acuna. I think that it's going to be Ozzie Albies. I think that we have needed some more second basemen. It's a switch hitter. People love Ozzie Albies. I think he doesn't have a dime in the game right now, and people have been asking for one for a while. Actually, he might have a top snout card. Am I saying something dumb? No, he doesn't. Perfect. I'm not dumb. I think we're getting Ozzie Albies. My money is on Albies being the all-star for the TA3 for the Braves. But like I said, the other route I could see SDS going is releasing the haymaker and dropping a 99 Acuna on us. Freddie Freeman's also an all-star. We've gotten a lot of Freeman cards in the past, and Freeman could get a headliner at some point. So here's how this is going, in my opinion. Kyle Schwarber, let me scroll down to Kyle Schwarber here so you can see what I'm talking about. Kyle Schwarber is going to be the one of the player of the month program cards. I don't know if he'll be the top card, but he will be one of the cards in the player of the month program. So that takes away Kyle Schwarber. The other two that we could talk about are Trey Turner and Juan Soto. I have a feeling in my soul that we're going to get a cycle Trey Turner card. It hasn't come out yet, and I could be wrong. But I got this weird feeling that we're going to get a Trey Turner cycle card for Topps Now. Or maybe even a milestone Trey Turner cycle card, which would be really cool as well. But Trey Turner is going to be getting that cycle card, so that means he won't be in the TA3 release, which means, chat, you've been wanting it for a long time. We haven't had a spicy Soto in a little bit. They're going to drop a 97 to 98 to 99 overall Juan Soto for TA3, and he's got one of the best swings in the game. And as far as the Phillies go, the cards that it could be, if we go to the Phillies here, the Phillies card could be Realmuto or Zach Wheeler. I think because we have a 94 Zach Wheeler already, that we're getting Realmuto as the TA3 card. I think it only makes sense. Now, that's not saying we can't get a Wheeler card. I'm just assuming it's going to be Realmuto. So that'll be the Phillies card. So Marlins pretty easy too. They only had one all-star. So Trevor Rogers will be the all-star TA3 card for the Marlins. He has a really mundane mix. I'm not even going to show you. It's just a 4-seam slider changed up in a 2-seam. This card will not be good unless they add a pitch to him. But Trevor Rogers will be the TA3 for the Marlins. Okay, so moving on to the land of Milwaukee and the Milwaukee Brewers. So we could have a number of guys. I think we're going to get a Josh Hader for the all-star reward for TA3. The reasoning behind that is because we already have Corbin Burns is an all-star as well. We already have the 93 Burns. We could get Woodruff. I doubt that they give us another high diamond Brewers starter. Again, I could be wrong. This is just all my assumptions here. But I think that means that we're getting another lefty in the bullpen. You know, we talk about how there hasn't been a lot of lefty relievers in this game, a lot of relievers in general. It's always good when we get more relievers in the game. So with that being said, I think we're getting Josh Hader as the TA3 card for the Milwaukee Brewers. We have gotten a lot of Nick Castellanos cards in the past. Last year, if you remember, one of the rewards for collecting a lot of the Player of the Month cards was a 97 overall Nick Castellanos. And this year, for Jesse Winker, we got this card, this 89 Player of the Month card. So you might be wondering what we're going to get with the Reds. I think we're getting the Winker. A couple teams in the TA3 program, I've talked about SDS potentially dropping atom bombs. This is the atom bomb that we need in our lives. We need it very, 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 very bad. So I kind of go back and forth in my reasoning on cards. I said with the Braves that we are probably going to get some random Freddie Freeman headliner card later in the year. So that's why he won't be the TA3 for the Cubs. I feel like we're going to get some random KB card later in the year. Like, I just feel like we're due for a random Chris Bryant card at some point later this year. So with that being said, and with how good he's been this year, I think, and we talk about relievers again, about how we can never have enough relievers. So I think we're getting another reliever here. I think the Cubs will be a Craig Kimbrell. So talking about the Cardinals, one of the cards that we could get that's another reliever that could fill a lot of voids in people's bullpens is Alex Reyes. If you don't know what his splits are, in case we end up getting his card, this is what the pitches that he has. He has a 4-seam, 12-6 slider, 2-seam, and a changeup. But I do not think we're getting Alex Reyes. I think we're going to get Nolan Arenado. I think that SDS knows they have a really good potential to release a lot of fan favorite cards in this program. And a lot of people have been complaining about how content feels kind of dry, how the game has been feeling kind of mundane lately. Arenado is a fan favorite. Arenado is a very good third baseman. He has a very good swing. And he had a finest from MLB 20 or MLB 19 that was put into MLB 20 last year. And I think we're going to get an Arenado card. And that leaves us with the meager small town club of the Pittsburgh Pirates. We could get Adam Frazier. We could get Brian Reynolds here. I think we're going to be getting Brian Reynolds. I think we're going to be getting that switch hitter in center field. And Brian Reynolds will be similar to Cedric Mullins in the fact that he'll have high contact and relatively low power, but his swing is very good. His defense will be very good. His speed will be very good. This Reynolds card will look, I promise you, when TA3 comes out and we see this Brian Reynolds cards, it will not look very fantastic, but it's going to be one of the most slept on cards in this TA3 program. I promise you. I'm assuming that Reynolds will be a part of the TA3 program. There, YouTube and everybody on Twitch, I want to thank you for watching this very, very long video breaking down the Player of the Month for June, breaking down the TA3s. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I appreciate you watching this video. I will catch you in the next one.